Hello YouTube, Gentleman 2005 here with the Power Rangers Dino Charge Action Hero Wave 7, I believe. More villain figures, our second full wave of villains. Right? Gives us Sledge, the bad guy, big bad guy himself, Slammer, Spellbinder, Stingrage, and a Vivizord. Right? So that's pretty neat. Let's take a look at their packaging. I'll put them all in the little product number order just to make my life easier. So this is Sledge's box. You can see he looks a little bit different there. He's got a bright green coloring to him. Villain Sledge, or they're all going to say villain in the name, just like the other set. Up here, right, it appears him. It says he's bounty hunter trying to get the inner gems. And he wants to be invincible and rich and famous, but his weakness is his fiancée, Poisandra. And then we see the figures, right, that we've all looked at already. Next is Slammer, right? We see his face right there, villain Slammer. Him on the back, and it says he's a salty sea ship captain who can trap innocents in a cage that he slings from his shoulder, right? And then the figures. Spellbinder is next, right here, villain Spellbinder. On the back, here he is a dark monster with a long cape, black raven on his head. He uses the power of dark magic to lure the Rangers into a hypnotic spell to get the energy gems for Sledge. It takes Pink Ranger's quick thinking to save Chase from his tricks. That's 3. Next is Stingrage. There he is right there. And of course you can see, obviously they're not fully painted, but they're pretty good. Look at them up close in a second. On the back, Stingrage has a terrible stinger that can inflict those he attacks with uncontrollable rage. He's recruited to help Poisandra, Curio, and Wrench steal the Ankylozord. Right. And finally, the Vivizord, right here. Right, you can see it looks really angry right there. On the back, it says, during battle, multiple Vivix are able to merge and make a giant Vivizord. They're the same size as a Megazord and can be quite a challenge to defeat. Alright, so let's take a look at our 5 figures, starting with Sledge. Right, now first, I'm going to pull this off. This is his weapon he comes with. It's an arm cannon. So, taking a look at him, right, we see we got his face there with all his, armor. And let's focus up close on this guy. Okay, his head turns. Right, he's got this big ponytail looking thing coming out the back. His shoulder armor, which folds up, I guess, so he can lift his arm. Right, it's kind of jointed down here at the bottom, which is odd, but it works. Elbow joint, arms, he can move back and forth up. No twisting or anything. His hands are open. And you can see the exposed parts from his armor of his body. Waist doesn't move. Legs, his leg armor, his legs move up and down and back and forth. And he has a knee joint. And that's about it there. And then just all his foot armor. Him from the back. This arm does have a peg hole in it to put this arm cannon in. Alright, there's the peg there. And we just kind of try to line it up, stick it in, and there we go. He is ready to blast some Rangers and Keeper and steal those Ender Gems so that he can power up his toys. Batteries are hard to get in space, so need Ender Gems. Next is Slammer. So this is Slammer. He's got this sea ship captain hat on. Got the grill face. This is his cage. Everything's kind of painted all the same. There's a lot of cage design on him every which direction. His head turns. He's got a ship's wheel around his neck. That's kind of neat. His arms don't go up and down at all. They're kind of stuck right here. His elbows have a joint that lets them move this far. And then his legs make this back and forth motion. They go out a little bit. A knee joint, and then his feet are awkward because, well, not awkward, but you gotta actually watch what you're doing with them, just because the actual bottom of the foot stops here, and then his shoes curl up. So you gotta kind of pay attention to, it's not gonna sit flat. And it's gonna kind of trick your eyes. And that happened to me, and I was angry because he wouldn't stand. But that's it for Slammer. That's all he does. Yeah, that's all I got there. And let's see, this is what I mean. Like, he don't really want to stand. I gotta lean him back a little. Spellbinder is next. His head turns really well. He's got this raven crow mask, and then he's got one on his head. All this gold nest, I guess, up there. These bird arms with faces on them because it's creepy, like really creepy. He's got this chest vault looking thing going on. His arms go up and down. That's about it. No elbows or anything like that. Legs go forward and back and out, and then a knee joint here. You can see all the little things adorning his legs. And then he has this nifty cape. Who doesn't love capes? All right, so I guess that lady from The Incredibles. But everyone else likes capes. And so he doesn't come with anything either. He's just kind of standalone himself, being Spellbinder. So moving on to Stingrage, right? He's this like bug-looking thing, a disease-carrying bug, right? Biohazard symbol on his head, gas mask on his face, right? He's got his antenna that's stretched, antenna that's stretched out to his back. He's got these wings here that are like a soft, bendable plastic, and his arms. His head does turn a little bit, but it's kind of restricted because of these things coming out from his back. His arms move forward and back and out, and he does have the elbow movement there. And then his legs go every which direction. He has a knee joint. No shoes. He's barefoot. So he's got like little monster toes. That's kind of weird. I don't know why that's important, but that just. Then he's got this trident. That I have put in his hand. So that's pretty evil looking. I kind of like it a lot, actually. So that's him. Somewhat more articulation than the last two, and he has his own weapon. So that's a plus for me. I like that. And then finally the Vivizord right here, who is basically, he's mostly a brick. He's not entirely a brick, but he's mostly a brick because he's one solid piece. His arms move up and down, like that's it, and then his legs move back and forth, and that's it. He doesn't really do anything else. He's got this green look. You can see like all the like amoeba designs in his back, which is on his sides, which is really cool looking. I like that actually a lot. And all the teeth everywhere, teeth in those hands, teeth in his head. Which that's pretty neat. But other than that, I mean, he doesn't do much. He's mostly there to fight a Megazord, so he just kind of stands there. But still cool. So yeah, that's this wave of figures, right? 5 more villains. I love having more villains. I will never, say bad things about getting villain figures. However, I really feel like they probably could have done definitely Slammer like a little better some kind of way. Possibly even Spellbinder. Sledge is great. I like him. Coloring is a little off because he's bright green as opposed to that like darker green. But that's whatever. You can do stuff with that. Stingrage is pretty cool, and the Vivizord, I'd say to get if you have the Megazord figures. I don't, but I do happen to just think the design is cool. But it probably is best if you have the Megazord figures if you're gonna get him, just because they kind of go together. But yeah, nice to have villains. I definitely support having villain figures. Just kind of wish that we'd have a little more articulation. Maybe some guys with weapons. Just so they have some accessories to justify paying $9 for just a figure, when I go buy a Ranger figure, I'm paying $9 for a Ranger and a gun and a sword. And I feel like I'm getting a little something extra. Other than a figure that barely can move at all. But, it is what it is. Until next time, check out the podcast, RobRangersRenewables.com, for your latest Toku news in the craziest way possible. As always, thumbs up, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!